Okay, here we go with an episode of Quest 64. And it is me, your venerable host, LS here. Oh man, I've had some serious problems with this game. Not the game, I should say recording the game. Oh man. Now I'm not going to play the opening cutscene because that's going to glitch my game out and I'm not going to be able to record correctly. So we're going to hit start and I will briefly explain to you after we get out of this dialogue what exactly is going on. Brian, even though I've begged you not to leave, you still say you must go after your father. No matter how wonderful your powers may be, you are still a child. Your father, Lord Bartholomy, left to search for a stolen Elatail book, and has been missing for a month. No wonder you are worried about him. Contained in the words of the book is a power that exceeds human knowledge. I wonder who could have possibly stolen it from the crypt of the monastery. If an evil person should use it, the country and all of its cities will be destroyed, the spirit's blessings will disappear, and Celtland will once again be visited by Dave Grief. Your father's disappearance may mean he's caught in fighting over the book. If you go, you may find yourself in danger as well. If you still insist, begin by going to Dondoran. I'll ask the king, there to protect you. So, basically, what my problem with this has been... I should say, let's take a back step. Basically, the opening cutscene started out saying that the world that everybody lives in is inhabited by spirits. They're people known as Spirit Tamers, which is what Brian is, and by association his father, who can communicate or commune. They make pacts with the spirits, use their power for the greater good to defend humanity, basically just like save. They're kind of like witchers, you could say, in a way. If you get close to a hidden spirit, you'll see a sign. When you see it, press the Z button. The market of false spirits will appear. Press one of the C buttons to choose which of the spirits you wish to increase. You'll need as much help from each of these as you can get. Use it like this. Fire is up, water is down, earth is left, and the wind is right. Memorize these positions. Now what I'm going to do here real quick is increase the message speed. Because my voice is a little hoarse. This is literally like the third time I've recorded like 40 minutes of this game. Or 40 minutes or so for some episodes. Because I've been wanting to do a walkthrough kind of thing on this for a while now, but the first two, my video was corrupted. The next like three I recorded. When I went to play it back there was no sound. I deleted those, and then I found out that what the reason was there was no sound was because I was stupid and I had accidentally turned my media player's sound all the way off, so I wasn't hearing anything even though I recorded it fine. So I'm doing this again now, and hopefully this time I'm not going to be so stupid and forget to turn the sound up when I'm listening, playing it back. Brian, the wooden scepter you carry and the magic spells you acquire throughout your journey are your only means of defending yourself against encounters with the enemy. So much in a word that this big honking stick that we got here is what we're going to use to beat things up with if they piss us off. And this room has been troublesome for me in the fact that it kind of glitches a little bit. So I'm just kind of getting in and out here. You see the treasure chest. What you want to do is go up to it, tap on the A button or Z button. The button's used to talk to people. It'll open it, you get an item. We got a dewdrop. What a dewdrop does is recovers 10 MP, the little blue bar underneath your health. So you can keep casting delicious magic spells and not feel bad about yourself. Excuse me. And if we go downstairs, I'll find a couple more treasure chests. They have dewdrops in them. Those two guys up there are basically just telling us about how spirits everywhere, you need to look for them, and then the other guy says he just basically tells you how to open a treasure chest up. So there's really nothing new there, since we know how to do that now. This boisterous-looking fellow is Marmaduke. Leave now, Brian. In his last letter, Lord Bartholomy said he crossed Loch Kildare on the way to Larapool. Be cautious. Evil creatures lie in wait beyond these monastery walls. I think he's the only, like, muscle hired guard here or something, or maybe he's a, oh god, what's the word I'm looking for? He's like a friar or a monk or something. Taoist monk. If we head through those doors, that door straight ahead, we'll find a priest. He basically is telling us he's going to say a blessing for a journey, safe passage, and whatnot, all that nonsense. And hopefully our father will return and find a Danny. We have here the kitchen. This nice dude, Pat. Welcome to my kitchen, laddie. Your quest is sure to be a long one. Please take this fresh bread. I made this myself. Which, have some of the NPCs in this game, specific ones, like Pat says, that if we need bread, he'll make us more if we come back after we use it. So basically what he means is, say if I got beat up by enemies and I use the fresh bread, if I come back here, he'll give me another loaf, or piece. I'm assuming it's a loaf. So we're gonna head out now. I don't have to excuse me, I'm kind of tired. I've been doing this for a couple hours now, and I'm really just, I want to, I've seen the beginning parts and all the way up to the first castle city, Dondoran, I believe. So many times now, I want to be done with it. I want to actually move on. This is Brian's father's horse, I believe. You talk to him, he whinnies at you. Now, if you see this little bubble pile, little bubble font, this is an element. When you click on something like that one guy told us, you'll bring up the element page and it'll select an element. I'm going to go with fire for right now because fire is my favorite and because there's a good reason for it. The funny thing is that I have watched, I watched a good bit of Let's Plays on this game, and it seems to me that all I noticed was that when people play this game, they generally tend to stick with just two elements, and that's it the entire game, and most of the time those are just water and earth. Water because it's the only element in the game, the magic pool that lets you cast healing spells, and earth because it gives you two spells worth of note. One is magic barrier, which protects you from any and all damage. Well, I should say it protects you from any and all magic damage, which is the only thing that you're going to get attacked with in this game, because none of the enemies in this attack you physically, which is kind of disappointing, but we're the only ones in the world, it seems, that can swing a sword, or in our case, a stick, around and hurt people. And the other earth spell that everybody seems to go for and use is Avalanche, which dumps about like 7 or 8 rocks in a big giant circle around you and kills like enemies like no tomorrow. So basically those are the only two classes that people go for, and it's kind of sad because the wind spells and the fire spells are actually really good, or at least in my opinion. Now the first thing we're going to do is go to the little honeypot house, which if we go inside and talk to this guy Ingram. Ready to travel, are you? Fine, I'll give you some white wings. They'll bring you back to my road anytime. It's important you understand that wings only work in wide open spaces. Take care. So, what he means is, you can't use the wings in a closed, enclosed space like a house or a dungeon or a forest, because I'm assuming they shoot you up into the air and magically make you vanish or something, and you need a bunch of space for that. And we'll talk to this nasty looking man here that looks kind of like Dr. Wily. It's a story from long ago. Terrible misfortunes fell upon Celtland because of the Allitel book. Green fields were turned into deserts overnight. Busy, prospering towns disappeared, and the people became lazy. So apparently he's got a thing against lazy people because he's really fucking mad looking. But I'm not going to talk to every townsperson here. There's a couple I'm going to skip. I'm just talking to the ones that kind of say kind of important things. Oh, who goes there? Oh, it's you, laddie. Ever since your father went away, we've had to stand guard against the monsters that are surrounding our little hamlet. Lord Bartholomy was the Spirit Tamer, and we will not be safe until his return. So, yeah, was I... I'm trying to think, did I talk about, the intro or not? Lately I've heard that monsters have been seen along the roads. They even say a thief is hiding in the woods. With your father gone, there's no one to tame the evil spirits. We pray for his return. Or so he can come back and save us. Your father used to visit us often. He brought prosperity to all of us in Mel Road. Which I wouldn't be surprised because they live up the hill from them. And the farmer guy up here, he gives us a... I'll explain what he talks about in a minute when we get outside the town. He basically just explains to us about battles, I think. And if I recall correctly, it's just about the battle system itself. If you go over here, follow the picket fence, you'll find some spirits, which I'm going to keep raising fire for right now because just lazy, I guess. Now, the farmer, what he didn't tell us is that he's smuggling evil things inside of his house, and it's our duty as a hero to take these evil things away from him. And by evil things, I do in fact mean a piece of fresh bread. So, he was hiding that from us, which is very naughty. So, we saved him a grueling, grueling death. Let's see, what haven't I been to? I think the only place I have to go is the... I think I just need to go to the inn. Okay, so... going to the inn. We will hop upstairs real quick before we do anything else, and I'm going to talk to a gentleman up here, I believe, who is in second door. You think after all this, you think after like 7 or 8 times I've played this, I will remember exactly where this guy's at.
There are many spirits in Celtland's fields and valleys, probably around the towns too. Only the truth, Spirit Tamer knows when the spirits are near.
Which he... I guess you could say he means that just, if you see a bunch of bubbles floating around, then you know there's a spirit nearby, because what I'm to assume is that normal people can't see the spirits. And this, strange woman in the white leggings is our traveling companion, Shannon Stork, who says, "Hello, Master Apprentice. I'm Shannon. I've been traveling hither and yon all over Celtland. I see you're setting out on a quest too. I trust we'll run into each other along the way." Which I have to change the... No, I already did. Oh, it just seemed really slow to me. Let's see. Don't you feel tired, Master Apprentice? Please rest here for the night. We'll take good care of you. For formality's sake, I'll stay here, and I'll save over my file yet again. And now that it is night, damn, I guess we'll start hitting the road. Hopefully I don't get attacked by a bunch of dogs that always seem to come out for me whenever I'm traveling at night, I swear. Every time I leave Mel Road, I fight nothing but hellhounds, and it's just so frustrating in the beginning because they outclass you in damage and just, ugh. Okay, as you can see, we are going to follow this big brown road all the way down to, if I get to the map, we are currently located on what I am going to assume is called the Holy... Let me rephrase, what I assumed they were supposed to call it was the Holy Plain. But ever since I was a little kid, I used to think it said Solely Plan, so that's what I'm going to call it. The area we're in right now is Solely Plan. So we are going down to past a couple houses, Connor Fortress at the very far south, southern tip, and Dondoran Castle Town is north of it, so we are headed toward Dondoran like the Grand Abbot told us to go. Now the funny thing is that about this game is you basically follow a road for the majority of the game. The same brown colored road. Even at the end of the game you're still following a brown road even though you're in like what's some other dimension or some crazy nonsense or something like that. it's kind of ironic considering how when this game first was announced, way back in '98, I believe, a lot of people said, the gaming magazines in particular told the general masses that it was going to be the Final Fantasy VII killer, that once everybody played Quest 64 and Nintendo 64, that they knew that this is what a true RPG was going to be like, and not to get suckered into buying into Sony's garbage, or Square Enix, or I think it was Square Enix, or maybe it was Square's garbage or nonsense or lies or whatever about how their Final Fantasy VII was the greatest game ever made. Unfortunately for THQ, the people developed, I think they developed and published it, that it didn't go that way. This game ended up only selling like about maybe 100,000 or 200,000 copies, and if I'm remembering correctly, and from what I remember at the time, growing up hearing about Final Fantasy VII, it sold well over several like million copies by the end of its run, I think. So we can pretty much tell who the winner was in that little war. Which a lot of people forget, because this was apparently supposed to be the Nintendo 64's first real RPG for the system. Oddly enough, Sony had originally developed Final Fantasy VII for the Nintendo 64 specifically, but they had a falling out with Nintendo, which eventually made them make their own console, which eventually led to them creating Final Fantasy VII and basically ushering in a new console war between Sony and Sega and Nintendo, I believe. If I'm remembering right, I might have missed some facts, but I'm going to deviate off the road here a little bit. If you can see that little glowing white thing, it's not a spirit, and we're going to want to pick that up. So, Windcutter, which garbage you missed. And we have Parasalt. Now, these guys can freeze you with a little ice spike spell, and the Bumbershoots just shoot fireballs at you, so they're not really too hard to gauge, I should say. They are kind of annoying, because if you get close to them, I believe they start spewing like hot steam or something. Which, I'm not sure if he's going to do it or not, because I might kill him before he gets a chance. Yep. But if you got next to him, he would spew hot steam at you, which hurts. It doesn't hurt that, it doesn't hurt too bad. It does about the same amount of damage as, I think it's Fireball does. So, you're alright. You'll be alright. Now, these guys, on the other hand, these are the ones to worry about on the road. These are really one of the only enemies that's going to give you trouble. Mainly because these things usually like to travel around in packs. There's only one other enemy I can think of off the top of my head that's going to give you trouble on the way from Melroad to Dondoran, which we haven't seen yet, which might hopefully come up so I can explain about it. So, if wow, I really hope I don't die here. Yep, time for some bread. Unless, yeah, I might actually get to kill these guys. Okay. Yeah. You're dead! You are dead! 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 And so am I, so fresh bread. Okay. Getting back onto the road, we're going to make a little detour at this house here. It's the first house on our map, if you remember that. Really, honestly, there's only one reason to go inside this place. There's an old hag here that's a fortune teller. But our main goal here is to get this little spirit, which I'm going to raise fire to get Fireball level 2. And the hag lady says, "Travelers don't show up here very often. It seems that it isn't safe anywhere on the roads these days. I see a future for you fraught with danger and challenges that no ordinary human could meet. It isn't clear, but your destiny awaits you at the end of the longest road." So, taking that out of context a little bit, by the time we're at the end of the game, following the same basic road that we're going to follow, that's when we'll know that true danger has made itself apparent. Because apparently everything up until that point is just hearsay and just nonsense, so... Taste my rock! Now, I believe these guys are fire-based, and fire is usually weak to water, I think. Because if you hit them with the element that they're strong to, you're going to notice it's not going to do much damage. Like if I hit them with a fireball, it's only going to do like 3 or 4 damage. When my normal output for it is about 7 or 8 now, I think. So... hitting that road, hitting that road. Now, there is something to be take notice of. I'm probably going to do a lot of off-screen grinding, and the only time I'm actually going to do battles is when I'm traveling to somewhere new. I think, for the most part, I'll leave most of the battles in here, but like the times where I'm going to obviously be grinding, or I'm going to, you know, say, hey, I need to do a bunch of grinding, I'll do that off-screen and just pretty much showcase how it went. Because I don't think you guys want to see hours and hours of me just smacking enemies with my stick or whatever else I plan on doing. God damn it. I knew it wasn't close enough. And we get a hot steam bath. And he gets a water pillar up his butt. Oh man, playing this game again after all this time. Well, actually I shouldn't say all this time, because I normally play this game about, I want to say I at least play this game at least, or try to at least once a year. Just because I remember when I was a kid. First of all, Curtis tells us, farther along this road is Dondoran in the corner forest. Don't get lost. Don't get careless in the woods. Robbers about. But, I would say that this game was a favorite of mine when I was a kid, because I actually used to rent it from Blockbuster all the time. About, I want to say at least like 15 years ago, back in like 98, 99 when it first came out, so... man, I pretty much played this game to death like any possible way you can think of, except for the cheap way, which is just using the water and earthen magics to get through the game. Because I just, like I can't blame people for doing it the way that most of them do it when they play this game, because this game is really tedious, and it's not, if you're not like a serious person, like seriously interested in these kind of games, like turn-based, slow-paced, whatever, then you're not really going to get much enjoyment out of it. But if you are, then it's not like, this game isn't bad, it's just got a lot of flaws, and for the most part most of those flaws overtake the things that this game actually is good at, or made interesting. Which, one of the interesting things about this game is the Octagon Arena kind of battlesphere they have going on, which I'm not sure if I explained or not. Basically what it is you get a turn, enemies get a turn, your movement, you get to move inside this little octagonal blue shape ring, and when your agility goes up, the ring you have gets bigger and bigger. The yellow ring is the field, like the entire field. If you run outside of that during your turn, you can escape. And the red rings are the enemy's movements, which most of the time they're just going to cast magic on you and stay in the same spot, so not really much to worry about, I think. So... but that's basically battling, and if I already explained it again, or if I already explained it prior, then I apologize, but right now I just really can't remember like what I've already talked about and what I haven't, so... and lag... just because I am pretty beat. Takes my wind cutter, that's... oh my god, it's horribly weak. Oh god. Gotta clear some of these enemies off the field so I get a little bit better frame rate. Okay, there we go. I don't know what it is, the more enemies you have on the screen, just like, everything just wants to lag out like badly. And I don't know how Brian made that hit, because he was pretty out there. Sweet. sweet. Okay, so now that we've finally made it, these giant walls are what separates us from Dondoran. And as you can see, and hear by the jovial music, it is a very rustic, peaceful town. And I'm going to make a slight detour. If you come to the fork, you head straight, you're going to go to the... I'm going to use the fresh bread here. You're going to go to the pub. These barrels always represent a pub. And inside, you always see people hanging around, drinking. You know, I'm a clay digger, but I can't go in the woods because of the robber. What to do? Can't work. And his buddy here, Davy, says, you know, they say the robber is using a fort in the forest as a stronghold. It's dangerous to set foot outside the city while he's about. Which these guys are like totally happy right now. And I don't understand why everybody has a happy face on their character model. Oh, I thought I'd treat you to a drop of morning dew, but you already have some. Well, next time, perhaps. Basically, you'll always find somebody in here giving you MP recovery stuff. Like, she gives you 2 drops, which we have an abundance of, so we're not going to get any. And the owner here says, welcome to our tavern. You must be hungry. Your journey ahead will probably be difficult. Please help yourself to some fresh bread. And basically she'll give you fresh bread if you're out, if you don't have any inventory. And you can always come back here and get more, so it's not really a big deal. Now, the thing is about this, you go down here and go to the honeypot shop, get yourself a pair of yellow wings. Tom, or Thom here, or whatever his name is, basically explains to you what the first guy did. And saying that wings are only going to work in wide open spaces and you can't use them in forests, yada yada yada. Now if you hang a right at the pub and the wing shop, you go down the way here, there's a couple people hanging around the houses here that say some important things for us. So that's pretty much why I'm going to go talk to them. Have you seen my husband, the potter? He is so depressed. I worry about him. People used to come from far away to buy my husband's wares, all the way from London and across the loch, in fact. But with the thief about, there's no one to buy our wares. So, this thief that we heard from the guy on the road going to Dondoran, apparently he's causing a bit more trouble than we first imagined. He's not just a simple robber, he's a bit of something else.
I make pots and vases, but because of the robber I can't get any clay. If I don't get some clay soon, my business will be ruined.
So not only is this guy a thief, he is a ne'er-do-well. And if I go inside this house, this little boy is going to tell us something important. Well, actually, no, not really. I just like talking to this little kid.
My mother and father won't let me go outside to play. It's because of the robber in the woods. If you want, I could go help you catch that guy. But Mum will make me sit in the corner for a week.
So if he goes outside, he's gonna get his fucking ass paddled to a high hell. And go down here to the little, I guess you could call it the clay pit, or the mines, or clay mine, or whatever it is. There's a spirit hanging around here, and I'm going to increase fire again. And this lovely lady tells us that,
have you seen Princess Flora? She's a tomboy and is always getting into mischief. Exactly like the late queen, in fact, when she was young. I bet she'll turn into a real beauty in no time.
And apparently the other gossiping woman is going to tell us that,
even the king is worried about the robber. I heard he even snuck into the castle. No one knows when the robber might come back again. Oh, I just hope he doesn't find our house. Father hid all of our valuable pottery, just in case.
So, the thief is stealing a bunch of stuff, apparently, and just being a general douchebag. So, I'm going to throw this out there, you know. I'm going to take an educated guess and say that the king probably is going to want us to get rid of this dude. Somehow. Oh, this guy. I never actually went in his house before, I don't think.
Everyone talks about the robber in Corner Forest. It's frightening.
He sneaks into the castle, tricks the guards, and stole precious stone. The stone he took is called the Earth Orb.
It was used a long time ago to restore calm when a great disaster befell Celtland.
Aha, so now we understand why the robber came to this place in the first, for the first reason. And it seems that the reason he came here was to, like that guy said, steal the Earth Orb, which is a very, very important stone. Now we're going to go upstairs in the inn here and go into this room, which a very happy green guy is.
I've just arrived in Dondoran from across Loch Kilder, I did. There's a robber in the woods, and there's no way to get back, I'm afraid.
So, even though he's bummed out about the fact that he can't get back to wherever hell he came from, he seems pretty happy about it, and I guess we'll talk to our friendly cutie pie, Shannon.
It's nice to meet you again, Master Apprentice. I'm surprised you made it this far so quickly, I am. I assume you've heard that a robber is hiding in the forest not far from here? He's blocked off the road to Loch Kilder, I'm afraid. Just our luck. We're stuck here again until the road opens. Or we're stuck here until the road opens again, I'm afraid.
But, anyway, my bad Shannon accent aside.
Oh, welcome to Dondoran.
I want to stay the night, please. I am very tired. Now, we have a good night's sleep. And before we go, I'll eat some fresh bread. But now it's morning. Let's go talk to, actually, let's go into the castle to find out. But beforehand, we'll talk to this guy with the giant bushy eyebrows.
Have you heard the news? A robber's living in Corner Forest. He's become so bold, he stole a precious gem right out of the castle, he did. It's unbelievable.
So, more just general gossip, and I believe I'm going to cut it here. And then next time we will get to speak to the king and whoever else is inside the castle to find out what exactly just happened here and why they didn't do anything about it. But until then, I will see you guys later.